The ghostly figure began to dance on the wall in the strangest way as my great aunt laid in that bed and tried to figure out what in the world was happening. This is Paranormal Christian. Let's tell stories. You know, it seems strange even to me, the near endless supply of weird experiences that have all come from my own family. I've had a number of weird experiences through the years, and both sides, my mom and dad, their siblings, and grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles. My great aunt had some of the craziest ghost stories, and a lot of them I don't even remember. I'm going to see if my sister does. But my great aunt was a collector of antiques. She loved antiques. And one of her favorite places to shop for antiques was in Belleville, Illinois. Belleville is considered by many people one of the most haunted cities in all of America. There are a lot of ghost stories that come from Belleville, Illinois. My aunt had a lot of friends in Belleville, Illinois. I remember her always saying, well, I'll be in Belleville this weekend. Well, I'm headed to Belleville. And she would always be in Belleville. And she would stay with different friends in different places while she was there. Stayed in, probably some bed and breakfast, probably some hotels, stayed with friends, etc., etc. There was one particular place that she stayed, and she was staying in an upstairs bedroom. Now, one of the things that she shared with me is that on the stairs, someone had fallen and had an accident. I can't remember if the person had actually passed away. I don't remember exactly how this happened, but I know that there was a blood stain there on the carpet that over and over again they would try to clean it, but it would come back. This is the story that I am told. She was staying in that upstairs bedroom, and she had just laid down for the night when she looked over, and a strange shadow in the figure of a person appeared on the wall and began to dance, moving its arms up and down, moving its legs, began to dance in the strangest, most eerie way. She's watching this shadowy figure dance on the wall of the bedroom. The first thing she does is to look away from that solid wall over to the window to see the light that is coming through and ask what could be causing this. Is there somebody outside? Is there someone dancing? Now, you've got to remember, she's in an upstairs bedroom, but she wants to figure out what is casting this shadow. At the same time, she hears music playing. There's a radio in the room. She checks the radio. The radio is off. There is not power to the radio. She goes to the window. She opens the window to listen. There's no music coming from outside, and there's nothing that she can figure out that is allowing this type of a shadow. She closes the window tight. She can't find any source of the dancing figure. She closes the curtains to block out any moonlight, any street light that exists to help shield any noise. It didn't matter what she did. The dark shape, that dark silhouette, that shadowy figure remained dancing and moving in the most ghostly fashion against that wall. She wasn't able to figure it out, and eventually she gave up. She closed her eyes and she went to sleep. I remember wondering when she was telling me this story, I was probably way too young for her to be sharing this kind of a story with me. And I remember wondering, how could somebody just go to sleep? And she just kind of had the thought, well, I figured it wouldn't hurt me, whatever it was. And she didn't act like she was convinced it was a ghost. She just acted like she couldn't figure out what it was. But she had so many great stories that now I'm realizing I should have recorded somehow or written them down. I'm always curious when a particular area is saturated with a lot of reported paranormal activity. And Belleville, Illinois seems to be one of those areas. Do you live in Belleville? Do you know anybody in Belleville? Have you ever visited that area? Do you know of any haunted stories? Can you tag somebody in Belleville and ask them, did you know you're living in the most haunted city in America? Right now, I'm asking you to follow us on Paranormal Christian. Subscribe to our social media platforms on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. And also, would you send us your stories? You can comment them, you can message them, or probably the best way is to visit paranormalchristian.com. Click on the contact page, fill out the form, and send us your stories. And keep them PC.